Tonight, our preseason top 25.
It's the Sports Nightly Preseason Top 25 tonight.
Sanders gets the ball, throws a screen out to the left. It's caught by Wallace. Has the first down, breaks a tackle, and Wallace on the loose down the left sideline to the Iowa State 40, 35-30, 25-20, 15-10-5, and he takes it into the end zone. Pistols firing. Touchdown, Oklahoma State. 71 yards for Tylan Wallace.
Number 19, the Oklahoma State Cowboys.
And here to talk about the Pokes with us, Scott Wright from the Oklahoman. Scott, thank you so much. We might have liked Oklahoma State even more than putting them at 19, but the turmoil in the offseason concerned us a little bit. Have things calmed down? What is the latest around the program?
Yeah, they felt a lot different in January than in July, don't they?
Yeah.
It's hard to say. I mean, things have definitely calmed down, that's for sure. But at the same time, Mike Gundy hasn't been in front of the media. The players haven't been in front of the media to discuss these things, and so it's calmed down. And in terms of the outward expressions of frustration and the apology videos and all those things that were going on in late June, but as to whether the program is moving in the right direction, the direction the players were hoping it would by speaking out the way that they did, that's yet to be seen. So, that connection with their coach and the reformation of the team chemistry that they need so badly this year, that's yet to be seen. We'll see what players have to say if, assuming that media days goes down as expected on August 2nd, we'll get a little bit more insight into what exactly it is that these players are feeling about this program right now.
Besides the OAN T-shirt and all that, how have they handled COVID? Have they been very forthright in testing? Oklahoma certainly has. Has Oklahoma State been as forthright with what's going on with their testing?
They haven't been quite as deliberate about it, but they haven't necessarily hidden the information either. Their last public report of it came a few weeks ago, and they at that point had reported 14 positive cases, and only one of those was still in quarantine at that time. So we'll see where they stand overall. But for the most part, it has been a fairly smooth process. Getting players on campus and getting workouts going.
Well, they're going to be in everybody's preseason top 25 just because they have so many weapons back. Let's start with offense. Chuba is obviously the guy who gets all the attention, and rightfully so, when you rush for over 2,000 yards in a season. But give me a thumbnail on the offense as a whole.
It obviously starts with Chuba. You've got Tylan Wallace. You guys played the radio clip of his touchdown at Iowa State, which was a huge play in a swing moment of their season last year. He's a Biletnikoff Award type guy out there. Had he not been injured at the end of October last season, probably would have had a chance to be a finalist again for the Biletnikoff. But they're deep at receiver. Dylan Stoner stepped up toward the end of the year after Wallace got hurt and became a real go-to guy out there. Now he moves back into the slot where he's most comfortable and is a really dangerous weapon. And then they've got other guys that they haven't had a chance to really get the ball to a whole lot. A guy like Braden Johnson, who had an exceptional bowl game. Landon Wolf, another slot receiver. Jelani Woods, their big tight end at 6'7", 275, who has 23 catches over the last 2 years since moving from quarterback to tight end. So he's still raw and has a lot of ability and really soft hands. So they've got a lot of weapons, not just Chuba and Tylan, who are two guys that are among the best at what they do in all of college football, but they've got guys behind them that can make plays, and they've got a guy in Spencer Sanders at quarterback who is coming into his second season as a starter now and should be a lot more comfortable and have a lot better handle on what he needs to do in the offense and how to take care of the ball better, which that was his big issue, was giving the ball away a few too many times there in the middle of the year.
Again, visiting with Scott Wright of the Oklahoma. We've got Oklahoma State at number 19 in our preseason top 25. Let's go to defense. 11 guys back that started a year ago, and yet nationally, I think they were in the 80s somewhere with total defense. Can this group be better? It'll have to be better if they want to get themselves into a Big 12 championship game, I would think.
Yeah, absolutely. They made great strides from year one to year two under Jim Knowles, the defensive coordinator. And like you said, you got all these starters back now. There were a lot of questions going into last season, particularly on the defensive line. They answered those questions. All of those guys are back, and you would assume would be improved. You got guys like Trace Ford, who was a true freshman at defensive end last year, who really came on and became one of their big play guys up in that defensive front. You've got a secondary that lost one starter, but shifted a safety over to cornerback to fill that spot. So some moving pieces back there, but guys with a lot of experience on the back end, and that's so important in the Big 12, especially in a year like this where it looks like quarterback play is going to be back up to what you expect in the Big 12 conference. So that secondary being as strong as it is, Colby Harvell-Peel being the guy at safety who was on the Jim Thorpe Award preseason watch list, had 5 interceptions, 71 tackles, a lot of pass breakups last year. A guy to watch in that secondary because he can make plays all over the field.
Scott, I know the Big 12 as of right now is still trying to hold on to all 12 games. Oregon State's off. The Pac-12 is not going to play non-conference games. Has Oklahoma State tried to replace them on the schedule, to your knowledge?
Yeah, they're trying hard. Now they're keeping it quiet as to who they're talking to and who might be out there, but a variety of teams that they could be looking at. BYU was somewhat early on, but now there's been a lot of talks with them in Alabama. So not exactly sure what direction Oklahoma State might go, but they lost the one Power 5 program off of their non-conference schedule. So you think they might try to get someone with at least a little bit of a name brand to come in and fill that spot if they possibly can.
All right, handicap the league for us a little bit. I think a lot of people think Oklahoma certainly will get to the championship game in the league. The Cowboys maybe in there with Baylor, maybe in there with Iowa State. How do you see this thing breaking out?
I look at Iowa State, Texas, and Oklahoma State as a really fun battle for that second spot behind Oklahoma. Oklahoma State might be in the best position of those because they host both Iowa State and Texas. That Texas game, which is the Friday after Thanksgiving, could be a play-in game to the Big 12 title game. And then we'll see what happens with Baylor. I think that they're going to probably, you're going to go through some changes with the new coach, but I think that they're going to be solid again. So I think that second spot is going to be a really fun battle to watch, and you never know. Oklahoma's got a quarterback who's never played before, which they've had first year quarterbacks for a while now, but this time it's a guy who's never played any college football somewhere else. So we'll see what Spencer Rattler can do at Oklahoma, and if he can help them stay in that number one spot and keep it locked down. But I feel like this is going to be a really fun year for the Big 12.
Yeah, Scott, we appreciate it. Thank you so much. Hopefully you're covering games here in a month or so.